News at 4, ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
A huge rescue effort is still underway hours after a building near Miami partially collapsed. Almost 100 people are unaccounted for. What we're learning about the condition of the building before it collapsed.
Plus, state lawmakers are racing to finalize the largest rent forgiveness plan in U.S. history. We're going to take an in-depth look at what's next for rental aid and evictions.
And the investigation the CIF is launching just days after a tortilla throwing incident at a high school basketball game.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
I'm just thankful to be alive, and I'm just praying for the people that are still missing.
Tonight, almost 100 people are still missing after part of that 12-story condo building collapsed near Miami in the middle of the night. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Lindsay Pena. An intense search and rescue effort will continue over the next several hours. At least 3 people have been confirmed dead. The collapse left huge piles of rubble and materials dangling from what remained of that structure. And this is new video showing firefighters searching a flooded basement parking garage for any survivors. As ABC's Rena Roy explains, the cause of the collapse is still unknown.
The massive search and rescue efforts continue in Surfside, Florida, just north of Miami Beach. Security cameras from an adjacent building captured the moment the apartment building partially collapsed.
We had a 12-story, 136-unit apartment complex that had sustained a partial collapse.
The Miami-Dade Fire Rescue says more than 80 units were sent to the scene.
There's not a lot that Little Surfside can do except ring the alarm bell, and we rang the alarm bell, and Mayor Cava sent the cavalry, as did the governor.
Dramatic rescues playing out in the early morning hours. One victim pulled from the debris pile. Other residents rescued from their balconies. Gabe Neer and his family moved into the building 6 months ago. They ran outside after they heard the first collapse.
We just ran for our lives, and it was nothing but just white, thick cloud of dust, and very hard to see and to breathe. It was terrible.
Florida's governor toured the devastation Thursday afternoon.
To be able to see, and the TV doesn't do it justice. I mean, it is really traumatic to see the collapse of a massive structure like that.
Nicholas Fernandez owns 2 units in the building. 3 close friends were staying in one of those condos.
I'm not even concerned about my unit. I don't care. It's material. I just want them to be good.
The Red Cross now working with city and state officials to help those who have been displaced.
Not only are they getting hotel rooms, they're getting help with their medicines, with blankets, with clothing, because of course there they are with nothing. They were evacuated in the night.
Rena Roy, ABC News, Surfside, Florida.
And there are some things you could do to boost your chances of surviving a building collapse like the one we saw in Miami. According to the website Survivorpedia, everyone should have a family emergency survival kit ready for any kind of disaster. A lot of people have those here with earthquakes. You're going to want to pack enough food, water, medicine, and other supplies to survive at least 72 hours without help. Radios, flashlights, whistles, candles, and emergency blankets. They are some other things you're going to want to include in that kit. Once the building starts to collapse, what do? Don't try to escape by an elevator, of course. Instead, head towards the light. And below 3 stories, windows may be an escape route. If you can't do that, go for the stairwell. And if all else fails, find a sturdy piece of furniture and curl up beside it, not underneath it. You can follow any new developments surrounding this story by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
State lawmakers are racing to finalize the largest rent forgiveness plan in U.S. history, just days before California's eviction moratorium is set to expire. ABC 10 News anchor Derek Stahl is going in depth on what we know about the proposal and how it's left many renters hanging in the balance.
At Gabriel Guzman's new apartment in Chula Vista,
I have everything, honestly.
he's still sifting through the mess from his old place.
We lost 60% of our income, and we followed the guidelines as it was required.
He and his wife lost their jobs during the pandemic and fell behind on rent. They mailed hardship letters trying to qualify for state aid, but in December, their family was evicted anyway through what Guzman calls a loophole.
When we were evicted, it did affect my kids. It especially affected my 3-year-old because she didn't understand, and she kept asking me when we were going to go home.
Now he's waiting to find out what will happen to the $12,000 he owes his previous landlord.
Yeah, the pandemic's almost done, we hope, as far as the virus being transmitted, but the financial portion of it is just beginning.
Governor Gavin Newsom has proposed covering 100% of the unpaid rent for lower-income Californians, up from the 80% repayment already in place. It would be available to people with a pandemic-related financial hardship who make up to 80% of the median income in their area. In San Diego County, that would be a family of 5 making under $105,000. Or a family of 3 making under $87,000. But state lawmakers are still hammering out the finer details on that and negotiating another extension to the state's eviction moratorium at the same time. That moratorium is set to expire June 30th. Landlords want as short of an extension as possible, says Deborah Carlton of the California Apartment Association.
The fact that some of these landlords are still in business is shocking, and I think they've also taken out just as many loans as some tenants have. They're at the end of their period in which the banks are giving them any sort of extension, and they can't apply for any more loans.
Meantime, advocates for renters don't want the moratorium tied to a specific date.
Our ideal proposal is that it should be tied to unemployment, specifically unemployment for the sectors that have been most impacted by job losses, particularly the service sectors is a great example.
Shanti Singh of Tenants Together says evictions shouldn't begin until California distributes all the rental aid it has, and that process has been slow. So far, 86,000 people have submitted applications to the state for aid, and only about 5,400 households have actually gotten it. That's left a lot of Californians, like Gabriel Guzman, waiting. Derek Stahl, ABC 10 News.
State lawmakers are expected to unveil a plan soon, potentially by tomorrow, so they can vote on it before eviction protections end on Wednesday. Regardless of what happens, both the city and county of San Diego have local ordinances in place that will continue to protect renters from eviction until the local emergency is declared over. And here are the latest numbers on coronavirus in San Diego County. More than 100 new cases were reported today, bringing our total to more than 282,000. And there was one new death, bringing that total to 3,778.
San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria was at the border today. He is looking at how a vaccination site there could move the federal government to reopen border travel again. Our ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano shows us how local businesses are struggling, waiting for the border to reopen.
It's an urgent call to the federal government to get this border back open. Many businesses here in San Ysidro say they just can't survive anymore.
The hustle bustle in San Ysidro has been non-existent for 15 months.
I'm down like 60%.
Cell phone shop operator Omar Trujillo says he's barely hanging on. He says finding out Homeland Security's decision to once again postpone the reopening of the border was devastating.
Retail sales were $200 million, which is a 72% loss for the region.
South Bay elected officials met at the San Ysidro port of entry, pleading with the federal government to let them reopen.
It is critical for our economy. This is justified as we've seen vaccination rates increase, infection rates fall.
Trujillo says he continues to wear a mask in case his customers from across the border aren't vaccinated.
They need to get the federal government to donate vaccines to Mexico because that's what's holding it up, I think.
Mayor Todd Gloria says vaccinations are happening every day at tents at the port of entry. Aside from the 1 million doses donated by the feds, in partnership with the Mexican consulate and UCSD Healthcare, San Diego County has given more than 200,000 shots here in the last few months.
Do everything we can to show the United States government officials at the White House far away that this is a team effort.
Local officials say they're doing everything in their power to move the needle in the right direction. All they need now is more guidance from the federal government to make it happen.
Tell me what level of vaccination rate we have to get to on both sides of the border. Tell me what conditions we may meet. If we had that information, that would be hope for a lot of the small businesses you're talking about, hope that they don't currently have today.
In San Ysidro, I'm Rena Nakano, ABC 10 News.
The closure to non-essential travel is set to expire July 21st, but the federal government extended the closure several times since the start of the pandemic.
New information is emerging about an incident in which tortillas were thrown at a basketball team from a mostly Latino high school. That scene unfolded Saturday after a championship game between Orange Glen High and Coronado High. The incident has drawn censure from across California. ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is joining us from Escondido, where the school board is expected to take up a resolution denouncing racism. Mimi.
And Lindsay, that meeting gets underway in just about 45 minutes in this building behind me. But we heard from parents today who say they want to see stronger action taken by the CIF. Then later this afternoon, we did get an update from the CIF saying they're getting really close to completing this review. The CIF has been investigating this incident at a championship game Saturday night when at least 2 Coronado High basketball players could be seen throwing tortillas at Orange Glen's mostly Latino team. The incident sparking outrage, leading to the firing of Coronado's head coach.
Those players should be held accountable as well.
Thursday, the CIF said it fully appreciates the importance of this matter and the concerns involved. Its review process includes giving each high school or district the opportunity to conduct an investigation into what happened. The CIF will then receive the results of their internal reviews. In the upcoming week, it does anticipate issuing the ruling of its executive director.
I'm not asking for a CIF championship. That's up to CIF to decide. I know that they don't reflect the values of CIF or a CIF champion, and there's no way that they could possibly be awarded that and CIF still try and uphold their values.
Mickey Chu's son plays for Orange Glen's team. He tells me the night of the game, tensions were running high before the tortilla incident and claims Coronado's administrators at the game never stepped in to calm things down.
The coach certainly set the tone for that evening, and the administrators dropped the ball.
The man who brought the tortillas to the game, Luke Cerna, issued an apology Thursday morning saying, "I realize the tortilla throwing has been perceived as racially insensitive. I do not condone racially insensitive behavior, and that was not my intent. I apologize to all who were hurt by this and hope it can be a teaching moment for us all to become more conscious." Still, Chu says those who participated should be held accountable.
And that guy doesn't have a gun to the kid's head telling him, hey, throw these at the guys that are trying to shake your hands that just lost the game.
And we did reach out to Coronado's district to see if there are any other meetings planned to discuss further disciplinary actions for anyone involved, but we haven't heard back just yet. Again, the meeting here gets underway in just a little bit, and we'll have a crew inside covering that for you as well. We're live in Escondido. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. The man accused of killing a Church's Chicken employee in Otay Mesa will stand trial for murder. Albert Blake is accused of fatally shooting Maribel Ibanez in November 2019. Prosecutors allege Blake tried to use a counterfeit bill to buy food. When the restaurant workers wouldn't accept it, he allegedly left and came back with a gun, opening fire on the staff. Ibanez was killed and 2 of her co-workers were wounded. In addition to a murder count, Blake faces 3 attempted murder counts. And we've learned the name of the man shot and killed inside the Mission Valley Dave & Buster's last Friday. Police say 28-year-old Dennis Gowolo was the man killed. Gowolo was found by police in the dining area of the arcade with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital. SDPD says detectives are still collecting evidence and looking for witnesses. Police are asking anyone who was there that night or with any information to give them a call.
Crews are making progress on that brush fire burning near the Paula Casino. It started yesterday afternoon off State Route 76. It has now burned about 350 acres. That was the last update and is 10% contained. No structures have been damaged. No injuries have been reported either. All evacuation warnings and evacuation points, they have been lifted and closed. Despite CAL FIRE's progress overnight, the Air Pollution Control District has issued a smoke advisory in the area.